The Signifier is a walking simulator with puzzle elements and very artistic and surreal environments. You play as Russell, a scientist and also some sort of detective who has to solve a girl's death.
Let me know if you have any questions.
But instead of gathering evidence like people would normally do, you use a machine that lets you simulate memories or dreams of the victim.
Afternoon light. Didn't she die at night?
These dreams or memories can be very surreal and disorienting. And this is exactly what I enjoyed about this game. I love solving murders, but doing it this way is just awesome. I was blown away by the level design, or just the overall chaotic but beautiful atmospheric environments. It can be very complicated because of the scientific terminology and the psychological subject matter. Like for example, you have often an objective state of a memory, but also a subjective state that changes some details. Muffled conversations or badly rendered objects can become clearer in a different state, for example.
Unreadable. Maybe in the objective state.
I guess I can explain it like this. This subjective state is influenced by the emotional state of the victim during the event, and the objective state is more or less more reliable for evidence. But to make it even more difficult, the two states can intertwine with each other as well in some cases. For example, you can find raw data. This is often a morphing object that requires a bit of time manipulation to decipher in the subjective state. But you have to place it in a specific spot in the objective state. It's a lot to take in, but trust me, you will get kinda used to it, and it's often easy to discover where this raw data needs to be placed. It's not the most exciting gameplay, to be honest, but the whole aspect of traversing through these surreal and sometimes unnerving settings is what sells this game for me.
Is that Joanna inside the frame?
Everything is possible when you are dreaming, or when you were in a certain state, when you experience something. And this makes for some very creative locations and events. One example I would like to share with you is this nightclub memory. I loved how you reached this place. And the whole situation and puzzle solving in this area was interesting to say the least. I'm not endorsing drugs, but I can imagine you can experience some of these visuals when you are tripping. Nothing makes sense, and you feel like you entered a whole different dimension. I couldn't stop dreaming about this game when I finished it. It really kept me busy thinking about it. I can't say I enjoyed every single moment of this game though. Like some events in the real world can be a bit slow paced or a bit generic overall. But it's very story driven and choices matter, so it has for sure a lot of replay value. Sadly, these choices are mainly made in the real world, so the dream or memory sequences stay the same. That's why it didn't really motivate me to play it for a second time, even when I could unlock different endings.
I'm Frederick Russell.
I do have to say that the voice acting is great, and it added for sure a lot more tension or emotion to certain events.
Sit tight. I'm on my way.
I just wish the gameplay was a bit more enjoyable, and with that I mainly mean the puzzle solving. There wasn't enough variety in the puzzles in my opinion, but it's not boring or anything. The whole raw data mechanic was interesting once or twice, but it was implemented a bit too often for my liking. But as a whole, the Signifier was a very nice experience. The design of the memories and the dreams was something I had never seen before in a game, and the story is engaging enough to find out what happened to the girl and what other events are related to her death. So in general, you have to play the Signifier for the dream or memory sequences. They are very surreal and something you've never experienced before. Some of them have some creative puzzles and a few of them can be a nice challenge. There aren't sadly enough of these head-scratching puzzles, but what it does have plenty of is crazy and artistic settings that are mind-boggling and can overwhelm you a bit.
It's literally the best apartment in the whole city.
I saw it. It's way overvalued. There are so many better ways to spend your money.
In my opinion, these dream and memory simulations are already enough reason to play this game once. It's a very interesting concept, and I would like to see more of this in future games. So join Russell in his investigation and be ready to unravel the truth in this narrative-driven psychological thriller.